Hey everybody, welcome to Forgotten Fates, a Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 edition campaign. We're currently in our second season, week number 5, hour number 3. I believe it was, you're up to something. Verkut, take it away.
So as I approach the cart, I'm talking with the little girl real quick, and I'm gonna ask him where her parents are at.
It's just me and Gammy now.
Just you and Gammy now? Okay, well, do you have a cart that you were riding on, or were you guys walking?
Oh no, we can't afford a cart. We stayed behind the blacksmith shop.
Really? Well, point me over to the blacksmith.
He was with us. I don't know where he went.
Okay, well, you tell me how or what he looks like.
Really big. He's bigger than you.
Does the
Red
grandma-
beard.
Does,
And the grandma pops in. He was a friend of my son's.
okay. I asked Grandma, where did you guys last see him in the convoy?
We were following behind his cart. He was up near the front originally.
Okay. Well, then let's
Moved a
head
little too fast for me.
Well, then let's head that direction, and I head off towards the description of where she sent me.
Okay, so you walk past the cart that you'd come up on.
Yep.
So Andara, Ardo, Dermot, you see Vakut with a little kid riding on the back of his neck and holding an old lady come passing by you.
I look back at them and I'm like, he is so strange.
I don't even want to know the story behind this one.
Nothing? Okay.
He's always picking up strange things.
It's bad enough when it was objects, now he's picking up people.
I hope he doesn't think he could just collect her.
Oh, you never know, there are strange folk, I think, where he comes from.
Certainly seems that way. We'll have to
Imagine
keep an
the
eye
letter
on
he
him.
can get out of that one. Just kidding. I'm way too far to hear any of this or say anything.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tough old hide. Definitely.
Yep. I just walk right by. I don't even pay her any attention. I just nod to Dermot and just keep walking.
You do quickly catch up to the blacksmith's cart. You recognize it from the tools and everything. It's loaded down.
I wouldn't have been saying that stuff within hearing shot of the coup. I would have waited
Right.
till he went by.
Yeah,
Wondering.
I know. You didn't hear it.
I know. I didn't hear anything.
But
So-
you find the cart. You find he's a large man, the red beard. The cart is completely loaded, full of sharp objects and other terrible things.
As I walk up, does the little girl say anything? Call out for the blacksmith or anything, or I just
She
carry
goes,
up to him?
That's him.
I ask her, what's his name?
Everyone calls him Rod.
Rod?
Last name's Stewart.
It is now.
Who else is gonna bring you?
He's an amateur bard.
He's an amateur bard, and he's a blacksmith.
He wasn't very good bard.
We'd like to apologize in advance to Rod Stewart.
I don't.
Yeah, like he's ever gonna see this.
Does he even know what the internet is? I'm kidding.
Someone just unsubscribed? Wait.
Moving forward before this gets any worse. So I'm going to walk up to the blacksmith, who I will refuse to call as Rod.
An umbral hole.
Mr. Stewart is fine.
And does he see me coming, or is he intently just...
He's trying to make sure that his cart doesn't crush anybody. He had an incident a few minutes ago with a little
Flying
kid.
child.
Okay. Well, I'm going to approach on what I'm hoping it would be the driver's side, even though they probably don't know what the driver's side is.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just walk up there and keep pace, not say anything for for a minute to see if he notices me.
He looks over at you, just kind of nods, and continues driving.
Does the little girl or the grandma say anything?
No, they're quite content.
Okay. I'm going to address him and go, Mr. Stewart, I believe.
Yes.
Said, these two I found on here. They were saying that they either live with you or stay behind you.
Oh yeah, I let them stay behind my place of business. So sometimes throw them the scraps I've got left.
Okay.
Their son, he used to work for me. It's about as far as it goes.
Okay.
Glad to see they found a friend. They can stay with you now.
Oh, I thought they were your friends first.
I just paid them a kindness one day, and they never left like strays. Pleasure to see they found someone that cares.
Okay. Well, can you possibly do me a favor while I keep an eye on the rest of them? Since I seem a little flustered, was there anything that's bothering you, or that seems to have happened? Been seeming to find people. Is anybody chance anything else that you came across that's giving this kind of vibe off you?
I'm afraid I don't really know what language that was. It sounded like common, but it didn't make any sense. What are you asking me?
I with that comment, I just kind of just glare at him and start talking to Washi for a second. And then I take a deep sigh and I go, Kira, can you understand me now back in common?
I really didn't get what you were trying to ask him. That's the problem.
I don't think any of us did.
I think we can collectively agree that wasn't English.
Those are English words. I just never heard them put together in that particular order.
Take a second and collect your thoughts and try again.
I'm gonna write a ballad about you, man.
I'm going to try to collect my thoughts, but I just can't get it together.
I mean, I'm already on key right now.
I'm gonna take out a gold piece. I'm gonna toss it at Rod and ask him, can she sit with you for a minute?
As you can see, I haven't got any room. I'm carrying my life's work with me. He flicks the gold back to you.
Do you know of anyone else who would give them a ride on our destination?
I think old James might, but I'm pretty sure his burden's quite enough.
Very well. Looks like your burden seems to be a little much as well. So thank you for your time when I walk off.
Seems we've all got our burdens about us now, he chuckles.
On the old James cart where I find Kel.
Yeah, you see James just looking upset, driving the cart ahead. Well, Kel and the sons sound a little better, but you can tell there's a crushed hope that maybe they would have thrown away this foolish care and started farming just like him, maybe doing something with their life. But now they've met somebody that's, even better at it than they are. Maybe they'll make it somewhere, but not where he was intending. You get all that from the look of disturb on his face.
I just kind of mentioned
he's quite the
him.
empath.
The weight of the world is on this man's shoulders as you approach him. What?
I don't think Vakut can discern that level of
You
anything.
know, I'm just gonna turn around.
It's just like his balancing act. It's something from Washi. He can tell that from this man's facial features. Just this once, though. I mean, it's just one.
I'm just gonna, I'm not even playing off any of that. I'm just gonna turn around and just kind of look at it as I'm walking beside him. I just sigh and I go, "Yep, I know the feeling."
He looks over and just nods.
Get up here at least. Come on.
I just kind of like look back at him, at the attempt of the music in the back.
The kid doesn't need to hang on your shoulders. Come on, take the burden off. Let the kid up at least.
The kid claps and jumps down, and you notice she fiddles out of her pockets and pulls out what looks kind of like a pan flute. You just see the old man roll his eyes.
Bye, James.
Really? Really? I just look over at James and I just sigh and I pull out that gold piece and I toss it to him. I say sorry.
Wow. I bet that's the most money he's ever had.
He catches the gold piece, looks back at all of them, puts it in his pocket, holds out his hand.
Holds out his hand and meaning for what?
He looks back at everyone in the wagon and looks at you.
I think it's an implied more gold is required.
I go, well, I can't pay for the other one over there, and I toss him a couple other gold. And I go, can I leave her with you for a few minutes?
He puts the gold you hand him in his pocket, looks at her, and holds out his hand.
I go to reach into my purse, and I pull out the hilt of the sword real quick and very quickly put it back.
I like how you called it a purse.
Okay?
And I ask him again, can she sit with him for a minute or three?
You pulled up the hilt of the sword to show him and then put it back?
Yes. Yeah, just a little bit, as like he caught the point of it, and I put it back away and asked him, can she sit with you for a minute?
Oh, did you do that in a threatening gesture?
No, just in gesture.
That's
What
a
does
threat.
it mean?
That's a threat.
That's a threat. So
If I already pulled it, roll it. Let's see what we get.
you pulled out the sword as kind of a threatening thing, and he looks at you and
It's an intimidation check. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an
Yes,
intimidation.
that would be intimidation, nothing to do with threatening.
yes, it is. That's what
The same
intimidation,
thing.
threatening.
I think I should point you to a local thesaurus just for you to look up that word for a second.
Let me see. Really? Oh man, I'm sorry, Vakut.
Keep using that word. I do not think you know what it
It's
means.
like pulling a gun out in front of a police officer and being like,
Sounds like
The
a
sword come and look at him, put the sword away. He pulls the gold out of his pocket and throws it at you.
I just keep walking.
Wait, what'd you do with this gold?
He pulled it out of the pocket and threw it at Vakut.
I know, but what did Bakut do?
I
It
just
hit him
left.
and fell from.
Nope. I just walked on.
You
Carry
notice
him.
there's like a dog pile behind the cart.
Carrying my load.
Try and grab that money back and give it to James.
Say what?
Can I go try and jump off the cart for a second and try and grab that money?
Yes, you can jump off the cart. I'll let you do it however you want. Head first.
Yeah, sure. If I can tumble and roll in that.
That's right. All right. You jump off the queue, you pull it off.
Did I grab the money bag?
The money bag? He just pulled out a couple of gold. I'm assuming Vakut gave him about 4 or 5 gold coins,
That's kind of what I was
which
going with.
he just
Okay.
threw them, peppered at him.
Okay.
So while
I
you
try
jump
to
off the
tumble.
cart, there's other people diving for this gold. That as soon as the cart rolls past, Yeah, you managed to get your hands on 2 pieces.
Okay, I'm gonna jump back up onto the cart and hand them back to James.
When he sees them, he like, thank you, and puts them back in his pocket. Kind of sends a glare of Akut's direction. He distances himself from him though.
But don't mess with hobgoblins. They're strange creatures. They have their uses, but they're really strange from what I've noticed. They're different. It's foreign, like a fish out of water.
I like that kobold Uncle Steve found.
Yes. Just like that.
Meanwhile, I'll pass on.
Is the girl in the cart now?
Yep. She's definitely throwing off their song. But you notice that John is actually trying to help her since he's playing a similar instrument.
Similar level.
Yeah, it's a wind instrument. That's about it.
Have there been any... Well, what's the population size of what we're traveling in?
From the size of the caravan, you can guess it was a pretty small town. There may be about 100 people here altogether.
Any good-looking people?
Well,
there is
from the looks of it. Besides those that are pretty young and currently in the cart, or the other single lady that was picked up by Vakut already. You're,
Single lady.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She was old.
Well, then it's still single.
I didn't ask if they were single. I asked if there's good looking.
Oh yeah, there are.
Okay. Noted.
Fair enough. Well, that was famous last words. I didn't ask if they were single. I asked if they were good looking. And the party needs a new bard.
I don't think we'll have a problem finding a replacement here.
Right? Might have trouble finding a good one.
I don't know. Wait. Well, we could substitute with a wizard, somebody a little more useful. As long as he has the spell identify.
Says the fail rogue.
All right. So,
Made you rich.
Sorry, trap tester.
this caravan, unless anyone else has anything else, is going to continue on through most of the day. Approaching dusk, the start pulling up in front of the side of a mountain. You can see there is another caravan approaching from down the road, but they're stopping quite a distance away.
That caravan appears to be human.
It's too far to tell from this distance.
Okay.
You can just see the lights from where they had stopped,
Gotcha.
like the fires.
So we see a distance back or a distance ahead?
Ahead.
So are we still up near the lead cart?
Yes. Right now, people are starting to pull in, set up tents. You're at the side of the mountain, and it's a little in the distance, but not too far. You can see the carving of the dwarven face. It's a little bigger than you anticipated.
That's what she expected.
This, yeah.
Wait, what?
It looks like a hill giant could possibly walk through this door.
Also what she said. Poor woman.
So, is Mr. Wolf still nearby?
Yeah, he's having people set up his large tent.
So is that the cave there, Mr. Wolf?
Yes, that would be the shelter.
Or is that the other town you were talking about over there in the distance? Was that their caravan?
Yes, they're from Chanteth Gate, right south of Chanteth Wood. No coincidence, I assure you.
Sure. So how you reckon we'll get there in the morning? Or are we?
To the shelter? He looks over at it.
Are we like?
I suppose so.
Are we like right beside it? Sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, sorry. Well, then why are we not setting up camp outside and not in the shelter?
Well, I don't want to try to brave it at night. There should be some traps.
I'm pretty sure
It's not totally
it's pitch
safe.
black in there, whether there's daylight or not.
It's true, but these people have walked all day.
Oh, you're right. The last 20 feet's the killer. Okay,
Very well, Master
I
Dwarf.
guess we'll stand guard.
If you want, you could feel free to go investigate.
Oh no, I wouldn't. That's too far.
We might even be able to convince Rod to go with you.
Who?
The blacksmith.
Well, I guess we'll wait till morning.
All right. Proceed to set up camp. People putting their tents up. Mostly pretty plain. There is one blue tent in the crowd.
Does that mean
What's
something?
going on? Not to you. There's the large tent that belongs to the mayor. Mostly it's just plain tan tents. And then one blue tent off in the middle. And there's a lot of little beeping. What is going on? You guys typing? Okay. Okay. That's what's going on. That doesn't involve me. All right. They start preparing food over the fire. You're welcome to the mayor's table for the evening. Dermot and Dara, the whole party was welcome to join him for his meal.
We attend, or I attend. Shouldn't speak for everybody else.
So we're all invited? Oh, okay.
You're invited to the table, yeah, with the mayor.
Okay, I didn't
And his
realize
tent.
that was
Okay.
directly extended at us. Okay. Then I will go to dinner.
Okay.
I'm actually going to give up my seat for the old lady, and I'm going to stand watch.
I'm gonna invite everyone up and have a party, and I'm gonna play a song, and these nimwits are gonna try and help me
Okay.
because I think at this point I've recognized that they are terrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So, at the meal being served to the mayor and the present party, it seems to be a boar bread, pretty plain, but a lot better than you expected for on the road. Vakut brings in the old lady who sits down happily. Kind of smelly to you, Dermot. She's definitely a little stinkier than the rest of these farmers.
How's that? Are you gonna roll my perform check for when I do that dwarven song that we've been working on all day?
Yes.
Okay.
Ardo, did you go to the dinner? You didn't say 2 words to me.
I'm gonna go to the dinner. I'll take the baby with me.
It would have
Okay.
been spelled incorrectly, anyways. Oh, I got nothing out of him. He's like a rock.
He is like a rock. All right. Besides our present party, showing up at dinner with the mayor is Leonard the Skinner, Rod Stewart the blacksmith, the mayor Stephen Wolf, and Meltoff the moneylender.
And the old woman.
Yeah, don't
And
forget
now-
the old woman.
Maggie.
The
old
moneylender's name wasn't Johnny Cash, really?
Hey, you know what? Just to continue with this, I'll
Really?
be on it.
She's
Say
Evie
what?
Kicks. Evie Kicks, the old woman.
Yeah, I say, what's her name? Just to continue with
I was
this.
going to go with
atrocity.
Maggie.
All right. So you get in there with the old woman and you sit her down and you actually ask her name finally?
Like
No.
Stevie Nicks. Evie
No,
Kicks.
I just deposited her and take my exit to go stand guard.
Wasn't her.
All right. She hasn't said her name to you, by the way.
That's fine.
Who asked? Who is anyone asking her name when she sits down?
Nah, she's
What?
ugly.
Okay. All right. She just nods and smiles happily and digs in. The mayor kind of glances over her way, but shakes it off. Gonna have to mute this. Just keeps beeping in my ear. Take it to Tells. All right. So he turns and. So, what is your plan for delving that tomorrow, Mr. Dwarf?
Oh, you know, the same. We head in and try not to die. We call that typically our plan A.
Are we looking for anything in particular, or are we just clearing a path?
Just, you know as much as I do from those scrolls. It speaks of traps.
Yes, that worries me.
I pat Ardo on the back. That's where he comes in. He'll either disarm them. Well, he'll disarm them either way.
There was some concern. The moneylender pops up. Heard some tale from people in the caravan that the place might be cursed.
Everyone's just sort of silent at that.
The old woman just says, "That's nice."
No, I don't need a nurse.
No, she just says, "That's nice," and smiles.
Reimburse? Okay.
I look at Kel. Are you eating with us?
I was putting on the show. I don't
No,
know.
okay.
he's not here yet.
Okay, then never mind. Yeah, it appears. From what I gathered, it's just the dwarfs that were cursed. So hopefully you're all right.
The tent flap opens, and Kel and the Gathen brothers step in, followed quickly by a little girl.
Does the little girl play the entry fanfare?
No, she's just following right behind them.
Okay.
And Kel just tap, tap. Oh. And owing to the work that Kel's really put into this, they let out the best performance of their lives. It seems the missing piece might have been the little girl.
You're welcome.
Kazoo completes Andy Ensemble.
Well, an epic musical event occurs. You notice that people are starting to gather out front of the tent listening. Even the moneylender is slack-jawed, staring at them. You hear Rod turn to whisper to Meltoff, I didn't know they could do that. You might be interested in getting your hands in them. So after the song has finished, rousing applause from everybody, you have Stefan. Where did you boys learn that one? They immediately all bow and what? Who is? That's the moneylender.
Fat
Melt
man.
off.
Isn't it the
Hmm?
fat man?
Yeah, the fat man, the moneylender. They all turn and bow, and Kel here taught us. in unison. Excuse me.
I like bow.
In unison or 3-part harmony.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 3-part harmony.
Enjoy the spotlight. I'm like, yes, me.
You are indeed talented, Master Bard. We are most fortunate to have you accompanying your companions here. We'll definitely enjoy future performances from these three.
Well, anything to help.
Boys, why don't you sing that dwarven song you know?
Wait. No. Don't be singing that. I don't think you guys know what the meaning of that song is.
Yes, please
Yes.
never
It's
ever
rather
sing that
rude.
again.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. It's been a festival favorite for years.
Perhaps they
I
could
raise an
sing-
eyebrow.
I did teach them that new dwarven song that you just heard.
Well, that will definitely do. You see the old woman? Yes, that was nice. Which draws attention from the blacksmith staring at her again and just shaking it off. Definitely all looking down on her. But we've had a bit of bad luck here lately with the harvests. I guess it's a good thing that the mountain's going to reset everything once again. I heard afterwards it's usually wonderful harvests for years.
What's been wrong with the harvest?
Coming in, famine, drought, it's just been pretty bad here the last couple of years for sure.
Famine and drought?
Yes. More and more of our young are taking to playing music instead of working the land as well, giving up on it.
Well, perhaps it's time for a change.
Well, here's to new beginnings. He raises his cup.
Raise it with him.
I'll raise 2, I guess, for all there, right?
Yeah.
Ditto.
Okay. They all clank.
What?
Clank. Pull the cups back. The old woman. That's nice.
Why aren't we going inside the tomb right now? Isn't that where the
You're
safety is?
Your companion mentioned that, but there are traps along the way. And now this mention of a curse that might affect your companion.
He said he's got this. I wouldn't worry too much about him. He's got it under control.
Sometimes the truth gets skewed in legends.
The moneylender, while taking another bite, looks over towards the old woman's way through the side of his eyes. Perhaps we could send someone less useful in first to check for the traps. And then just goes back to eating. The mayor seems to be considering it.
Are you volunteering?
Oh, not me. I'm not skilled enough, but surely someone else. I have my business to think of.
Oh, I'm
Well-
pretty sure like a lot of these people would be better off if perhaps your wealth was distributed.
Your rations would certainly help the others out.
I'm sure you would. You're donating if something ever happened to you, your money to these wonderful people, right?
Everything would go to my apprentice if he had made it. I haven't really considered a second option.
Who's your apprentice?
Who the hell said
Oh,
that?
Everyone
I
looks to see the little blonde hair sitting barely above the table. Oh, it was a young boy. Caught him stealing one day. It was terrible, really. I had to dismiss him.
Yeah.
Found him the next morning, frozen dead on my doorstep.
How would everything go to your apprentice?
Say what? It would have gone to my apprentice if he hadn't done that. I haven't considered any secondary options, and I really don't plan on departing anytime soon, so I'm not concerned. There will be another, I'm sure.
Excuse me. I have to go change this baby. Pardon me. It's been fun. I'm going to go to our tent. I'll see y'all later.
He just nods. Good evening to you.
See y'all later.
What are you doing with this tomb, Dermot? You said you have this under control.
What do you mean what I'm doing with it?
I don't know. You said you had it. How do you go about dealing with this tomb?
You walk in, you try not to die. It's not very complicated.
Funny, I don't remember any songs about just trying not to die.
And you see the old woman lean over and tap you on the hand. You should also watch out for the traps. Grins goes,
See, she knows what's going on. Why don't you, Cal?
Seems like as good a time as any to write a song about this.
I just got here. You get all snippy with me, dwarf.
Now, you two, make nice.
Where's Fakoot? Seems to have wandered off again.
Maybe he's going fishing?
Are we doing this tonight, or are we doing this in the morning? Just would like to know.
I plan to go in the morning, but if y'all want to go in the night, that's up to you. The old woman pops up again. There are dangerous things at night.
Like traps?
She just looks over at you. All sorts of things, dearie.
Go on.
And then she just looks back down at her plate.
She's odd.
I wish I
You tell.
Oh, man.
I just whisper. I heard there's ghosts. I'm not whisper. I say it like in kind of just trying to get a reaction out of her.
She looks up just barely, then looks back down.
Snapping your fingers in front of her face. Hello!
Go first thing in the morning, guys.
Here there might also be kobolds? He says questioningly.
She doesn't even nod. Doesn't move at all. Nothing.
What do you guys think? Are we go in the morning, or are we going tonight? I think the morning would be better.
Yeah, we'll go in the morning.
The mayor and Rod are intently watching between the dwarf and the old woman. Meltoff just gets up. Well, I'm afraid this wretch has put me off of my supper. If you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I will retire for the evening.
Is this blade
Do I notice
unfinished?
him storm out of the
Was
tent?
he the one who kicked the kid?
Yeah. He's getting up to walk away, and you see the old woman glance out of the corner of her eyes and say, well, that wasn't very nice.
It's okay. You could miss a few meals.
Do I see him storm out of the tent?
Yeah, he's storming out. Well, I never.
Did he leave
Well,
his...
you probably should.
I give his plate over to the lady.
You hand the plate over to her. Thank you, dear. I think you'll go far.
Well, unless I run into a trap or something. Get myself cursed.
Does the guy say anything as he storms out?
No, he seems to be in a bit of a huff.
Especially after I called him fat.
I'm just gonna turn around and say, "Have a good night." Kind of smile and just watch him go.
He seems to be upset. Someone might have insulted him.
A couple someones.
Yeah. Yeah. So, when she said, I think you'll go far. It's good to see that there's a bunch of nice people in your group.
I wouldn't go that far. I think we just fake it really well.
Dermot's nicer when he's drunk.
Yeah? Which is like red now.
See?
Speaking of,
Well, I do owe a favor to the hairy one. Oh, excuse me. To the pink one.
Oh,
My mistake. I forgot about that whole incident. I just forgot he hadn't have hair anymore.
Yeah, we'll talk on that on the next break.
Well,
she was
I don't
checking
often
him out.
know favors. I'll make sure to pay up.
Have you ever been here?
Oh, I've been all over this area.
Specifically, have you ever been here?
Well, I never went in, but I've passed by it several times.
Have you heard any stories about what's in there?
Supposed to have been dead dwarves.
Like undead
yeah,
dwarves or dead dwarves?
Carry on. Get to the.
Now, what's the
interesting part.
difference?
One tries to kill you, the other one not so much?
I've seen some pretty aggressive live dwarves.
I've never paid much mind to them.
Dwarves? Not much, too. Just give him a drink.
She looks back down at the plate. The mayor is now just kind of staring at her.
Something
Sorry,
bothering you?
she's been around for quite some time. Matter of fact, I can't remember a time when she hasn't been around.
Well, you know
A
those
little
people.
crazy. She was old when I was young. That girl that hangs around isn't even her real granddaughter.
Oh, I say quizzically.
He's leaning over trying to whisper this to y'all. Just some orphan she picked up, wandered up one day.
Curious.
That's weird. The kid told me she was she was her granny.
Well, sure the little one didn't remember much different. Probably believe anything that she told her.
Has she always lived behind the blacksmith, or do I even know that? I don't think I know that.
You don't know that.
I don't ask that.
What did you say your name was?
She just looks up. Gretchen?
Mr. Gretchen? How old are you?
Old enough.
Might I be so bold as to hear this tale of when you died?
Died, dear? No, I've never died.
Are you sure about that?
Do I know anything about Gretchen?
Have a second.
It's okay if I don't, but
Give me a second. Let me see. Yeah, you see her say Gretchen and Kill's eyes pop wide.
Do I hear any of this ongoing outside the tent at the second?
Yeah.
Gretchen, were
Wasn't
you
you gotta-
around for the first time the mountain was angry, or the last time the mountain was angry?
Oh, I wasn't in this area then.
Gretchen, what are you doing here? I kind of say with like an eyebrow raised.
You know her, Cal?
Don't know her.
I don't not. No.
And then I like peer back at her, kind of like quizzically, like I'm trying to analyze her.
So you see an eyebrow raised at the that you're analyzing. I'm merely seeking a few things that I might have lost.
Would they happen to be in the tomb?
I don't know.
What kind of things are you looking for?
All right, now I'd suspect her marbles.
You are a funny one. But that's enough about me. I'm sure your story's much more interesting.
Okay, Gretchen. We can play it this way.
I've grown tired.
What's this all about? I'm sort of asking.
She's tired. Let her go to sleep.
What do you know of this, Gretchen? You seem quite convinced of something.
She gets up and starts walking towards the door and just pats you on the head once, Kel. And heads out.
I'm gonna go ahead and after I see her leave, I'm gonna enter into the tent.
The little girl follows right behind her, holding onto her robe.
What race is the little girl?
She appears to be human.
Okay. Appears to be human. Let's go with that. Is anyone going after the old lady?
Mm-mm. As soon as she left and started wandering off, Vakut came in. Vakut, Kel, you both noticed while she was walking off that she seemed to be moving at a normal speed.
I'd be careful around that one, guys.
Okay, what are you not telling us?
Well, she's clearly dead.
She's
Dead? She doesn't
different.
seem dead.
I don't think she is what she seems.
I didn't catch it right away. I thought it was just the normal stank of a traveler, but that's undead smell.
I whisper, I'm like, I thought she was an old hag.
Trust
I
me,
don't think so.
She's old, like so old that she's dead.
Don't think she's a hag.
Would I have noticed anything carrying her all day in terms of, lighter than she should have been or illusion?
No?
Nothing of that would have mixed.
I heard
Normal
a
old
story.
lady.
Would I have smelled anything off of it, besides...
I heard a story a long time ago about Gretchen. Or at least a woman named Gretchen. She was more of an old lady.
What does this song say?
Well, it wasn't much of a song. It was more of a story, kind of like a campfire story. She appears
Do tell us.
in,
Go
in
on.
huts. She's always
Huts.
around. She looks for some important people to add to her collection.
Oh,
Yes.
collection. She collects people.
Not so much people.
Well, no wonder she gets along with Vakut. He collected her.
She collects useful souls.
Wait, I've heard of this hut. It appears in Moondale, or around the Moonwood.
It appeared there once in the story. And around Waterdeep.
Would she have gone east any bit? Would I have known or heard of anything?
You've heard of legends of an old hag in a hut appearing occasionally. They weren't
about
known
me?
as, she wasn't known as Gretchen back then. Yeah, you've heard of a witch in a cave in the middle of the Underdark that sometimes will appear.
Do I know it as a Gretchen, or would it be something else?
We've each got a different name for her.
What's the name I have for her?
For you, it's an old dark elf that will appear, and for dark elf language. Let's just stick with Gretchen.
important for
It's
now,
Gretchen and Drow. There you go.
Gretchen. Okay, I'll say I have a similar. I know of a similar story from the Underdark of a mysterious dark elf woman appearing randomly, but she doesn't appear to be a dark elf.
Well, has the story... How much of this did I nail, Srag?
Oh, you got it.
Okay. Well, as I heard, she appears to whomever in a unassuming form.
Really? That's unnerving.
I don't know why she's here. She seems to have befriended that girl, though.
According to you, she collects important souls. I assume she's here to collect important souls.
Like
Or-
a certain baby.
Or means to do so.
I'd just be wary around
Hold,
her.
hold on. As
Guys.
soon as I hear baby, I start looking around. Where's Ardo?
Yeah.
He left the table with the baby.
Which way? Where did he say he was going?
He didn't. He says he's going back to the tent. That was it.
Yeah, the tent.
I'm gonna leave with a hurried pace, heading back to the cart, which I'm assuming is where the tent is at.
Okay, so Makut dives out and runs. The three of y'all are still there with the mayor and the blacksmith, who's listening intently to all this.
She doesn't usually harm anyone. I just wouldn't... Don't strike a bargain with her, is what I've been told.
Yeah, she's more of an opportunist, if my stories are correct.
Interesting.
Out of character, real quick, Shrek. When I asked, did any of these stories make it that far east? Would I have any relevance of a legend on it from my side of the world?
Just basically enough to confirm old woman appears in a...
And a hut, opportunist, and all that.
We'll strike a bargain with you. Basically
Okay.
referred to as an old witch of the woods.
Okay, that's what I need to know.
Well, I think it's time to retire for the evening. If you'll excuse us, Mr. Wolf.
Yes, this has been most informative.
Thank you for the invitation.
You don't mind if I play up a song or two to your people, do you?
No, I certainly don't. Please whip those brothers into shape some more.
Yeah, they could play along with me if they choose, but I think it's going to be my show for tonight.
If you could somehow make them forget that dreadful song, that'd be amazing.
I tried to tell them, Dermot, that
Yes, please do.
that wasn't an appropriate song, at least not for present company excluded. I mean, you guys might be able to understand. I'm sorry you heard that, Endara.
As am I.
Also,
All right.
I did teach him that wonderful rendition of the other song, though.
And that was quite nice. I hope to hear that again at our harvest festivals. May they be richer.
Okay.
Well, if they did stop singing that low tavern drivel, it'll definitely be better, I assume.
I myself will retire for the evening. We'll begin this at dawn.
Okay.
Now, let's...
Before we go on, we're actually going to take a break, and we'll be back in a few minutes on Twitch. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. See you in a bit.